Greetings and welcome to the night sky for April 2026. In this video we're going to look at the moon phases, we're going to look at conjunctions, what are they, and we're going to look at a triple planetary conjunction that's coming up this month. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the comets that may be making an appearance this month. And then we're going to conclude with our usual tour of the planets and the night sky in Stellarium. Let's get started. Starting off with our moon phases, we're full on the 2nd of April, so that'll have the moon rising at sunset. That leads through to last quarter on the 10th, where the moon will be rising at around 11:15 p.m. Through to a new moon a week later on the 17th, where it'll be rising and setting with the sun. And as usual around the new moon, watch for Earth shine around the toenail moon on the western horizon in the days around the new moon. And that takes us through to first quarter on the 24th, where it'll be rising in the late afternoon. Okay, conjunctions. What is a conjunction? Well, when two objects occupy a close position in the sky is the most informal definition. The technical definition is when two objects have either the same right ascension or the same ecliptic longitude. Now, how close do they have to get to each other? It's not particularly well defined, at least not that I could find. So if the two objects look kind of unusually close together or remarkable, then that's a sufficient informal definition of a conjunction. So common conjunctions usually involve the moon and planets, or either with each other or with deep sky objects. Sometimes a lunar occultation viewed from one location will be a conjunction when viewed from another. And sometimes triple conjunctions can occur as well. There's a little bit more information about conjunctions in the link, and that's in the description down below. So, what have we got? We've got a conjunction, well, it's actually a double conjunction with interloper, but it's close enough that we can consider it as a triple conjunction, coming up on the 21st of the month. At around 5:30, so this is an early morning event, a planetary triple conjunction in the eastern sky, otherwise known as a close encounter of the three-planet kind. Mars, Saturn, and Mercury shown here. In the field of view, that would be similar to what you'd see through a pair of binoculars, so they really are quite close together. Look to the eastern horizon just before sunrise on the 21st, and if it's cloudy on that day, then the 22nd, they will still be quite close together, but not as close as this. Okay, we've also got a couple of comets that may make an appearance this month. They're observable at the moment, but telescope or binoculars only. They may brighten up quite significantly. With comets, it's remarkably hard to tell. These are the two comets, the C2026A1 MAPS comet and the C2025 R3 Pan-STARRS comet. The best viewing for both of those will be on the western horizon after sunset at the end of the month, just after the sun has set. They may have decent tails on them, and if you're super lucky, you'll see one comet kind of chasing another one through the sky. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. If you can see at least one of them, count yourselves lucky. If you can see more than one of them, go out and buy a lottery ticket. Okay, as usual, what are we doing? What's happening with the planets this month? Well, Venus is becoming observable again, setting in the early evening, shortly after sunset, and the setting time remains the same throughout the month, other than obviously with daylight saving changing. Jupiter remains bright in the northwestern sky at sunset still. It's moving slowly round to the west, and it's still making that same bright cluster with Aldebaran, Betelgeuse, Procyon, Sirius, and Rigel, although as we start to lose Orion towards the end of the month, we'll also start to lose Jupiter as well. Saturn, Mars, and Mercury are all rising in the early morning before sunrise, hence the triple conjunction that we spoke about before. Okay, let's have a look at the night sky in Stellarium. Let's start off on the 20th, when the sky is nice and dark and the moon is out of the way. We're at 8:30 p.m. looking to the north. Here's our anti-solar point, The closest star to the antisolar point is Spica, which is part of the Virgo constellation, and that means that Virgo is at opposition right at the moment. As earlier mentioned, we have this bright arrangement with Jupiter, with these two bright stars, Castor and Pollux, being part of Gemini. Then we have all of these bright stars which form part of Orion, which is rapidly disappearing to the west, and which will be setting this month. So enjoy Orion while you still can. There's also Procyon up there, another bright star, and Sirius sitting just above Orion, and above that we have Canopus, which is the second brightest star in the night sky behind Sirius. Looking at Jupiter, it's worth zooming in because you can see the Galilean moons, which is a fantastic target to look for, and you can see that in binoculars. It's better in a telescope, but you can see it in binoculars. Now zooming out from that image, we can see the arch of the Milky Way starting in the northwest and going overhead and landing in the southeast. Where it lands, you can see Antares rising there also. And of course, above it, high in the southeastern sky, we have the very familiar constellation, of course, the Southern Cross. But here you can also view the coal sack. Coal sack is quite large, and it's best viewed under a dark sky. And in fact, it's a kind of a dark sky test, because if you can see it, then you know your sky is actually not that bad. If you're in the city or in town, you might not see it so well or at all. Anyway, while the Southern Cross is so nice and high in the sky, it's a good opportunity to look for it. Advancing now to 5:30 the next morning, and we can see this close encounter I was talking about before with Saturn, Mercury, and Mars all forming this very close kind of formation. And through the simulated binocular view, you can see exactly how close they're going to be. Now, if you miss it on the 21st, you can also catch up with it in subsequent days as well. You can see here, if we centre it on Mars, we can even still see them within the binocular field of view on the 23rd. Anyway, that's all we have for the night sky tour tonight. Happy viewing, clear skies, and I will leave you with another fascinating image from our Cretny Observatory.